Our big focus, Canadian police have accused Indian diplomats and consular staff of clandestine and criminal activities in the country, hours after senior diplomats were expelled from both countries in an escalating geopolitical row. In fact, speaking to reporters at a hastily organized press conference, the head of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, said the force had evidence of agents acting on behalf of the Indian government engaging in extortion, intimidation, coercion and harassment. The Indian government, though, has conveyed that India reserves the right to take further steps in response to the Trudeau government's support for extremism, violence and separatism against India. My colleague Maha Siddiqui has been tracking the details very closely. She joins us live at the moment. Maha, a day of fast-moving developments. So now the Ministry of External Affairs has vehemently rejected Canada's allegations, saying that on the pretext of an investigation, there is a deliberate strategy of smearing India for political gains?
Yes, absolutely. And India has been saying this for a long time. India has said that all the allegations that have been made against the country, starting from Justin Trudeau making a statement in Parliament last year in September, alleging that there was an involvement of Indian government agents in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Surrey in British Columbia and Canada, these allegations are baseless. And India has once again reiterated this fact as Canada conveyed to India that the RCMP report, which you just mentioned, in fact, the press conference was held after this report details were communicated to the Indian side, suggesting that even the Indian High Commissioner, Sanjay Verma, was a person of interest in the investigation in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, after which it was indicated by Canada that it would be expelling the Indian diplomats, and therefore India withdrew 6 of the diplomats, including the High Commissioner Sanjay Verma from Ottawa. And then in a tit-for-tat, India expelled 6 Canadian diplomats, including the acting High Commissioner, Stewart Wheeler, as well as the Deputy High Commissioner. This marks another low, as we are seeing, and a major low, plummeting ties between the two countries, Parmeshwar, which we haven't seen with very many countries. In fact, the closest example to this is only Pakistan, where India, in fact, had withdrawn or recalled rather its High Commissioner, and so did Pakistan. So clearly you can draw parallels as to how serious the situation at the moment is diplomatically between India and Canada, with allegations going back and forth between the two sides. And as a connected, in fact, related matter across the border in the United States, we'll be seeing the Indian Inquiry Committee team that was constituted to look into similar allegations from the United States side with regards to a foiled assassination attempt on Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. That committee is going to land in the US tomorrow, and those investigations will be carried out further. So, Parmeshwar, there is a distinct kind of reaction that India has between Canada and the United States while it's cooperating and collaborating in the investigations with the United States, with Canada. It has taken a very stern response, and sources in the past said that this was because of the kind or the manner in which both countries have very differently taken the route to in fact, take up this matter with India, with the Canadian side making it very public, with Prime Minister Trudeau having made the statement in Parliament last year, whereas the United States carrying out a proper investigation into the matter and then communicating the details to India. So as we can see now, this matter is certainly very complex for the two sides, and it could have a lot of ramifications for the two countries, especially with regards to the diaspora. Yes, Parmeshwar.
Well, thanks so much, as always, Maha, for joining us with the latest details. For a quick comment, we also have with us Terry Milewski, retired senior correspondent from CBC. Thank you so much, sir, for making time for us on NDTV. Would you say this is the lowest point in India-Canada relations? Are we looking at a full-blown economic fallout, or is there still room for damage control? How are you seeing these latest developments? What are you picking up on?
Well, I previously said a year ago when Trudeau began these allegations that India was involved in the murder of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, that their relations couldn't get any worse. Turns out I was wrong. They did get worse. Now they've hit bottom. I don't see where you go after. You're not kicking out junior diplomats. You're kicking out the top diplomats. The only way out now is for the facts to come out. to see who's right and who's wrong. It turns out I would guess that it will turn out that both sides are wrong. But in particular, I have in mind two trials. One, trial of Nikhil Gupta, alleged by the FBI, the Department of Justice of the United States. A whole lot of detail, wiretaps, and interesting evidence to have been the handler from New Delhi, handling on behalf of agents of the Indian intelligence services, gangsters who were sent out to murder Khalistanis in Canada and in New York, meaning Patwan Singh Panun of Sikhs for Justice and Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The second trial we have to watch is that of the four goons that were hired to kill Nijjar. They've been arrested and charged. So courts don't deal in propaganda, talking points that make the prime ministers look good. These courts in the US and in Canada will tell us what really happened. We better wait for that, and there may be more shots to come until diplomatic deep freeze.
Well, India has accused Justin Trudeau of trying to woo Sikh separatist voters ahead of next year's election. And if he loses, Ottawa will be saddled with unwanted diplomatic baggage with India, is what many analysts have also argued. Thank you so much, Mr. Milewski, for joining us on NDTV, though.